Do you always feel like this every single day? So why are you depressed? Let's get right into it. Alright guys, welcome back to another video of mine, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, leave a comment at the end of this video if you like it, tell me what you want to see next in the videos, and then like, subscribe, click the red big button down below. Alright, and let's get right into it. Okay, so today we'll be talking about why are you depressed. You know, many people in the world suffer from depression. I suffer from depression too. I have many friends who suffer from depression too, of all different levels. Clinical depression, people who suffer from postnatal depression, people who go through traumatic experience who suffer from depression. A lot of them who suffer from depression, right? And it's such a common disease. And one thing that is wrong with the market is that people are using pharmaceuticals to try and cure depression. But what they do not know is that depression comes from you, right? The root cause of depression is you. Why is it you? Or let me explain. Okay, so in anything you do, there is always expectations or goals that you set for yourself, right? And if you were to tell other people the expectations or goals that you have, now they expect from you, and if you fail to achieve those goals and those results that you promised them, then you'll feel like shit. And not only that, you feel like you let yourself down, you let your family down, you let your friends down, right? And sometimes it could be traumatic experience. For example, there are some people, some kids, when they're younger, they get abused by their parents. And so when they grow up, they may not have depression when they're young, but when they grow up, right, any form of abuse and any form of violence, so let's say they get bullied in school, it will obviously keep stacking up to the point where they can't stand it anymore and they'll fall into a state of depression. And that's what happened to most people. Most people get into the state of depression because of something that happened. So it could be anything. It could be your workload from school, you know, huge workload from school, and you can't even handle, like, you know, like your sleeping time. And yeah, sleep affects depression too. If you don't get enough sleep and you do a lot of work, you'll find that it's gonna get boring and your life is shitty and everything's not going to go for you. And then another type of people is that they only surround themselves with negative people, so all they hear is negativity. And if you hear negativity again and again and again, soon you fall into depression easily, right? And because depression is all about you, you know, you caused it. No one, I'm speaking the truth. Because if you talk to the people, which I have spoken to many people who suffered from across different levels of depression, there's always one thing in common, right? And I always ask them one question. So, who get out of depression? Was it the medicine? Was it the psychiatrist? Was it you? And the answer would always be the third option, which is, it's always you. You chose to get out of depression. You chose to get out of that state, right? So for those of you watching this video and having depression right now, I'm saying that you have a choice, right? Obviously that choice doesn't come without any, you know, work that you have to put in. I know it's tough. I know you don't like to do anything when you're depressed, right? Rumination happens a lot, you know, and sometimes you can't even think, and you think, oh, the medicine is bullshit, and they are. I can tell you that. The only thing that the medicine is going to do is to keep you sane and to suppress those emotions, those bad emotions they have. But once the period of like suppressing that is over, it relapse again, and that is why some people always have relapse over and over again after they take medication which they think might cure them, right? It's because they did not get out of it. Alright, you need to soul search. Basically, you need to go back to the time. I know it's tough, but you need to go back to the time of the traumatic experience. You need to go back to the time of the root cause, because sometimes we often forget something that happened that triggered that depression. And most people tell me, oh, my family was arguing and I couldn't stand it. They argue every day. That's the root cause, right? Wrong. That's not the root cause. Usually there's something that happens. So, for example, I give you this example. So let's say your family was arguing, right? And the reason why you get depression was not because your family was arguing. The reason why you got depression is because you chose to get into depression, so that maybe if your family see you in that state of mind, they'll calm down and they'll take care of you. Now here's some serious stuff, alright? Because sometimes we forget the things we do. We only remember the surroundings, right? Now I want you to try and focus on you. What do you do when you're in a state of depression? What trigger? Not the surroundings. What triggered you? What did you trigger about yourself that got you in the state? Right? And for those of you who can't remember, meditate on that. Meditate every day. And I know a lot of people who are having depression, they don't meditate. Right? Meditation is so important. It helps you clear your mind every single day. Think about nothing, right? Because when you're depressed, you think about a lot of negative thoughts. Like 90% of them are negative, 10% are like, random thoughts. So what I want you to do is every day in the morning, meditate for 20 to 30 minutes and try to think about nothing. Because when you think about nothing, you realize that random thoughts start coming to your head and you need to throw them out. And that's exactly what I want you to do. Every time it comes, you just note it. You say, oh, okay. Alright? So that's like throwing it out. Just noting it, and going back to thinking to nothing. Whenever a thought comes, note it, go back to thinking nothing. Right? That's exactly what I want you to do. And the second thing that could help benefit you for depression is that exercising. I know a lot of people, right, says that it's hard to exercise in depression. And I get it. I was a powerlifter. When I had depression, I didn't want to gym. I actually wasted gym membership fees because I couldn't get myself to gym. And that was the one thing I regret not doing, because I think I would have gotten out faster if I would went to the gym. So think of it, you don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to go and do those crazy exercises that will make you even more strong. Sorry, the camera got cut off. As I was saying that, exercising is so crucially important, and don't jump to like the crazy sets. You want to progressively, increase the amount of time you exercise. So for example, it could be just, you don't call it exercise, but going to groceries, maybe walking to the supermarket instead of taking a bus, cycle to the supermarket instead of taking a bus, then you slowly increase. Maybe you could walk in the park, maybe you can cycle in the park, maybe later you go into the gym. So it's like a progressive thing. It's not like a, from this to like crazy sets in the gym, because I tell you, you'll burn out easily even if you do. And if you don't, you'll just stay at home and think that exercise is so freaking difficult when you're already in a depressed state, right? And the third thing is, having a great appetite and surrounding yourself with good people. Because having a good appetite, I know a lot of people lost their appetite when they're depressed, when they are in a depressing state, and sometimes they only want to eat unhealthy food, which It's bad, by the way, but the thing is, if you do not eat anything at all, then it's a bit, it gives you no energy and you're like in a starvation mode. So why would you exercise? Why would you go out? Why would you hang around with your friends, right? Definitely not. So even if it's unhealthy food, I'll recommend you to eat it, because if you're not a burger away from dying, then it's fine, eat unhealthy food until you feel better, until you feel like maybe you want to cook, until you feel like maybe you want to, eat healthier or something, right? And that's fine, eat whatever your body wants, because that energy is needed. That energy helps you to exercise. That energy is what makes you different, right? When you're in a depressed state, you have very, very low energy. At least when you eat, you have very, very high energy. And that is actually quite good, And the next point I want to bring about is actually, surrounding yourself with good people. As I was saying, good people actually, when you surround yourself with good people, they surround your thoughts with positivity. And I know people who are depressed don't like to hang around with, friends, don't like to tell their parents, don't like to tell their friends about it because they're embarrassed. There's nothing to be embarrassed about, right? And if you do not have like a circle of friends who can help you, or you think that circle of friends is like bringing you down, I'm pretty sure everyone in their life have like this one person that they can talk to. And if you don't have, well, that one person will be me. But I'll take some time to reply you, obviously. And if you want, my Instagram, Facebook below, right? But only contact me if you need to, okay? The reason why I don't recommend myself to you, because I couldn't be there 24/7. I couldn't take care of you like your friend does, because I may not be in the same country as you. My time zone is completely different, right? And you need someone who understands you, who can feel your emotions, right? And I believe every single one of you have at least one person that you can look out to. And whoever that you're thinking right now, that's the person, okay? So if you follow all these like 3 things that I taught you in this video, I'm pretty sure you get out of it like that, And trust me, it'll take time. And if you put in the work, it will work. But if you don't put in the work, I can tell you, guaranteed, it won't work. Nothing will work if you don't put in the work, alright? And don't be so hard on yourself, because self-love is the most important thing, right? Put yourself first before others. Always do that, right? It's not being selfish, it's called loving yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, that's what you get to depressed. You get depression. If you don't love yourself, you can't love other people. And that's why most relationship fails. That's why when people want to do something, they don't commit. That's why, it contributes to a lot of things. So that's why I say self-love is the most important thing in the world. Alright? So if you follow these 3 steps, I hope this helps you. And if you have any questions, leave in a comment, like this video, subscribe to my channel, or you can DM me on Instagram or Facebook. Tell me about your journey of depression. I would love to hear it. Alright? That's all for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.
I should fuck her in a Benz.